Welcome to Influential Entrepreneurs, bringing you interviews with elite business leaders and experts, sharing tips and strategies for elevating your business to the next level. Here's your host, Mike Saunders.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Influential Entrepreneurs. This is Mike Saunders, the Authority Positioning Coach. Today we have with us Beatriz Bron, who's the author of Flip It Over. Beatriz, welcome to the program.
Thank you. It's my honor to be here with you and your audience.
Yes, I always love talking with authors because I've written several books, and every time you write a book, it tends to be the culmination of many personal and professional life lessons that you've learned and then you put into a book. So I'm excited to hear all about what your book is about. But before we get started, tell us a little bit about your story and how did you come to the point of needing to write this book titled Flip It Over?
Okay, I was going through a very difficult time in my life, like 7 years that I had. I lost my business. I had a divorce. I had a trial. My father passed away. My mom passed away. A lot of health issues. So I was really going through very difficult times, and I had to learn something besides my behavioral sciences that I study, in order to survive, let's call it like that. And after a few months that I was going through this, some people asked me, how come you look so nice and so calm while you're going through so much? So I start telling my story, and people start telling, you should write a book. You should write a book. So a couple of years after, that's what I did. I went and took a course, have to write a book. I'm an author of the book, right? Flip It Over. I'm not a writer, but it really became my message. You know, my what I learned through that stage, what I studied through that stage became my message. So I flip over my life from going that I used to sell security products and close doors for people to feel safe, to open minds and hearts. And it's a really nice thing to do, because today the problem is that people are so stressed and with so much anxiety and running all the time that they don't have time to breathe and live in peace and with tranquility, no matter what's happening out there in the world. So that's how it became my book. So it's really it brought me back to my core, let's say.
You know, it's just like what I had mentioned. You know, you go through personal or professional struggles or trials or ups or downs, whether it's a tough time or a really great time, and you want to kind of put it into one process that you can help other people. And I've heard some people say, some of the speakers that'll say, you can turn your mess into a message. And that's what you did. You had a tough time, a struggle. You came through it. You learned through it. You might have even needed to sit down and go, well, how did I get through that time or this time? Well, I guess I was resilient, or I guess and like, you know, using the book title, I flipped it over into something from negative to positive. So what are some of the key teaching points that you start teaching in the book for readers to learn from?
Okay. Number one is to pause, to see what really is going on, because we're in the running, and we cannot even observe or integrate what's happening. And to pause and think and breathe, so we can really know what we are going through is and pay attention what our thoughts are. Because one of the things that I really realized that made me flip it over is that I was giving all my power to the people outside, what people say, what people think, what people advertise about me, you know, how they behave towards me. And I said, oh no, I will take over the power of my life. So that's one of the first things that I can say, because I realized studying that we have between 40 and 60,000 thoughts a day.
Wow.
And the main thing is we think that the others influence us, and that what's happening out there is what really determines what's going on in our lives, and really is what we think. So like in chapter 11, I call it the story I tell myself, because I realized that the life we live is a direct consequence of the stories that we tell ourselves. So what am I thinking? What am I saying? I'm saying that I can do it. I'm saying I cannot do it because I'm thinking that he's to blame or I am the responsible. So that's the first flip over that I did, is I took over my life. I manage my head. My head doesn't manage me. So that's one of the main points.
You know, I love that you mentioned pause, because I feel like in society today, we're so busy. We schedule ourselves so tight. We have no margin of time, money, energy. We do a time saving, technique to save time, only to fill it back up with more things. And we're running. And we don't take time to pause and take, stock of our thoughts. It reminds me of the, ready, aim, fire. And too many times people personally and professionally don't take the time to be ready and prepare or aim. They just go fire, fire, fire. And that's the problem that you just described. And when you can pause and notice, what am I doing here? Why am I doing it? What am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? You then can make some accurate decisions. And then, the story I tell myself, that's huge, because now all of a sudden your story is different from someone else. But why? It's your life experience. It's the beliefs that you personally have about a certain situation. And that certain situation, the next person might think of it as something totally different.
Exactly. And, if I think that I'm going to a party and it will be boring and I will find people that I don't like, you know what happens with a party? I won't have a good time. Yes.
Yeah.
I am expecting and I'm creating this situation.
Yes.
If I go, let's see what new people I will meet and I will have fun no matter what, you know what happens? That's the attitude. Okay. I meet nice people. I open my mind. So the way I plan my head, right, is how the things unfold. And, talking about the pause, people think that pause is going on vacation. And I have a student and a client that said, oh, yes, I go on vacation, but anxiety goes with me. So
take a vacation from your problems.
Exactly. So the idea, it's not going on vacation, although vacation is very nice, but it's to learn to pause during the day, 1 minute, 2 minutes, go to the bathroom without your phone. Just think what you're doing. Be in the present moment. Eat, feel the taste of your food, smell it, look around, just from one event to another. Close the chapter, breathe, close, and open a new one. Don't mix all the events you're going, because then you have really a mess. And you can, with very simple things like pausing, to convert that mess into a blessing. So it's just how to organize your head. And that's how people describe me, that what I do is really I help people through the book and through my how to organize your head. You organize your head. Your head doesn't, it's not your boss. You're the boss of your head.
One of the things you talk about in the book is gratitude. So talk about how gratitude helps you to flip over certain circumstances in your life.
Gratitude is the antidote. You say it like that in English, antidote?
Yes.
Of every stress situation. When, just don't believe me, just try it. if you are in a mess that you don't know how to get out of a situation and you're very stressed out, stop, breathe, and gratitude. Say, be grateful, 3 things that you're grateful for. Because what you do in your head is you turn off, I say, the switch of the fight and, how you say it? Run and flight, fight or flight.
Fight or flight.
Yeah, fight or flight to your thinking mode. So automatically, it slows you down. And
so that ties into the pause.
Yeah, exactly. That ties into the pause. So when you will have time to think, and I say, think what you want, not what you believe. Because the first thing you get into your head is what I believe. I believe it's not going to be okay. I think this is going to be a disaster. There's not enough money to end the month. Okay? So you're in a stressful situation and your whole body goes with it. Your posture is like that. It's tense. Your shoulders are down. Your cheeks are very tight. Your jaws you're holding your jaws, right? Not to talk. And when you go to what you want, that is you're grateful for, because you already have it. When you say thank you, it's because you already have it. You already achieve it. So it goes to your oxytocin, and then it relaxes your face, it relaxes your muscles, it relaxes your body. So automatically you flip it over. You know, our grandparents used to say, breathe and count from 10 to 1, right? I'm 62 years old right now. So I remember when they used to do that, and we say 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, no? Like this fast. And really, if we do it 10, 9, 8, 7, we are really doing that. We're really pausing.
The pause. Yeah. So here's a question about gratitude. I know you say that it flips, chaos into order or confusion into clarity, but I think in our society today, we want instant gratification. And I feel like sometimes people might say, I counted from 10 to 1, paused and thought about gratitude, but it didn't immediately turn my chaos into order. So talk a little bit about the consistency of gratitude, because it certainly cannot immediately do all of those things.
The idea of flip it over is to convert it into a philosophy of life. Okay. So gratitude is also an attitude, how you see things. Yes. If let's say you give a present to somebody, a gift, right? And the person tells you, oh, I don't like it. Why did you give me this? What's your reaction? I say, okay, I won't give him or this person anything else anymore, right? Let's say the universe, gives us something and we don't say, thank you that I received this. Thank you for the bed I sleep. Thank you for just breathing. And we just run and complain all the time. What the universe will give us, like the law of attraction, is not more gifts for you because you are not grateful. So what's to wait? Why to wait? Is to say it constant, as you say. The way you see life, to see it brighter, to see with the light. The idea is that you were born like that. During your life, you just started to accumulate limitations and frustrations and traumas even. But if you stay there and you don't learn from those mistakes and start taking those things out of you, you keep in suffering. And what you came to this life is to be happy, to give, to receive. That's the energy that you have. And, Mike, one of the things is very important to start in your mind. Where do you want to go? Because your head and your mind works like the Waze. You see the program Waze in the car that you put, first of all, a destination. If you don't put a destination, life takes you anywhere. But if you put a destination, all the neurons in your head, according to the study of Jane Taylor, is that all the neurons in your life, in your head, goes and organize themselves to see how you get to that destination, like the Waze, okay? When there are obstacles in the way, your life will do recalculating, and find another way to get there. But usually what happens is that you say, oh, I'm not getting there, so I change my destination. No, you have to change your way, not your destination. So that's the perseverance you talk about. That's the consistency you talk about, is to focus where you want to go. And I say even more in the book, in the Flip It Over, is not only where you want to go, or let's say more, how do you want to feel when you get there? Because when you put the feeling, for example, when you are without a job and you're looking for a job and I want to work in this industry or in that industry, but you don't know if that's the right suit for you or if you will find in that field. But if you say, oh, I would like to feel validated, accepted, with good peers in the job, well remunerated, any industry is open, because it's what how do you want to feel? No, it's not what you want to do. That's the difference. One is what are you looking for, doing or being or becoming?
It's almost like in that example, it's like the difference between feeling pushed or feeling drawn or pulled towards something you want. Nobody likes to be pushed, but they want to be drawn towards something that is positive.
Exactly. But it's you who are drawn to that. You are attracting.
Yes.
Okay, I want to feel like that. And you know, the world will show you what you want, and will ask you, is this what you want? Or you want to, because you have to be accurate with what you want, right? So it's the opportunities that come to you will ask you, is that exactly what you want? Or you want it more like this or more like that? I have a few examples of that, but it's, I have a client that she was without a job like 6 months. And we wrote down together how she wants to feel, 3 things, how she wants to feel in the new job: close to the house, well remunerated, and flexible. And then the first job, she was really close to her house, very flexible, but not well remunerated. So she said, no, this is not. She worked like 2 weeks, and she said, no. Then another job came that she was well remunerated, very close to the house, but not flexible at all. So she said, no. So like 6 months after, she called me and say, I got a job that it's well remunerated, very flexible, but not close to my house. I said, So it's your job? He says, I will try it. And then she said, I had to move because it was very far away from where I live in my mom's house, but it's very close to the house I live now. So, it's how you want to feel, how it's the universe asks you. So it's your mindset is how you put your mind into it. What is your destination? That's why the book, it's read, if you pay attention from the back to the front, is you start from the end in order to start your life from the end. Where's your destination? How to relax?
It's like the really popular saying that Stephen Covey was known for, to begin with the end in mind. So you think about where do you want to end up? You want, what, and I feel like sometimes people, if they were asked, well, what is that perfect outcome in your business, in your career, in your personal life. Sometimes people have trouble articulating that and having it to be clarified, right?
Exactly. And you don't have to go only on the big things. You can go on the small things. For example, when you are flying and the plane starts moving, you are very afraid that something will happen, right? That's the first thing you will think in order to survive. But what about if you say, okay, and imagine yourself already landing in the airport, picking up your luggage and leaving. So you just in your head, you're jump all the situation of anxiety, and you are already calm. You already arrived. It's fine. And in small things, you can change the whole feeling in your body.
Yes. And I think through all of these techniques that you've mentioned, and I know that there are many, many more in the book, the big thing people must realize is you need to be, I've heard this saying for years and years, you need to be an active participant in your own rescue. So if you don't like where you are and you want to be somewhere else, further along in your career or in your personal life, articulate and clarify what that is, and then take action. Take ownership in saying, I'm here and I don't want to be here because of decisions I've made. So I'm going to change. I'm going to pause. I'm going to be grateful. And you need to be consistent because it does not happen overnight.
Yes. And as you say, it doesn't have to be hard. It only have to have the purpose. The power of your life is in your hands. It's in nobody else's hands. Circumstances are circumstances. They are not good. They are not bad. It depends what you do of it, how you transform them, how you think about them, how you confront them. Let's say how you go through it. So there's a very famous saying of life is not what happens to you, it's what you do with what happens to you. So that's it. It's just take the lead of your head. You don't have to take the lead only of your life. If you take the lead of your head, you're taking the lead of your life. And the good thing about it is if you change, everything around you changes in a very smooth way that it becomes obvious. You don't have to really work hard for things to happen. It's just to change your attitude. That's all. Your mindset.
I love it. Well, your book sounds wonderful. I'm looking forward to reading through it myself, and I will make sure that in the show notes description that people can click on it and go to your website and go and pick up extra book bonuses. And I really thank you for coming on the show and talking with us today. It's been very exciting.
It's my pleasure and my honor. Thank you. Thank you.
You've been listening to Influential Entrepreneurs with Mike Saunders. To learn more about the resources mentioned on today's show or listen to past episodes, visit www.influentialentrepreneursradio.com.